can do pretty much anything you want in life. You just have to want to bad enough. But it's also how you do it that matters. So I would tell my children, tell me what it is you want. I'll tell you what you need to have it. If you're willing to do these things, you will have it. If you're not willing to do these things, I don't want to hear it. Go find something else that's important to you. And so that's really the rule. Don't be afraid to step out of the box. Don't be afraid. I mean, comfort level isn't all that matters. And lots of times people have said to me, what makes you think you can do that? And I'll say, I don't know if I can do that, but how will I know if I don't even try it? And if I try it and I hate it, that's okay too. I won't do it again. If it's going to happen automatically without me trying or doing anything, then it's really not a goal because it's nothing you're taking control over. But if you make it too difficult and you're not going to be able to get there, that's a terrible feeling and you're not going to want to set your goal for next year. So to me, a goal is something that's just a little bit out of your comfort level that you're going to have to stretch to achieve, but you know that once you get that done, it's going to feel wonderful. So think about something you might have liked to have done during your lifetime but haven't done yet, and what's keeping you from doing it. So it's a matter of how do you look at life? Is it woe is me and everything is so bad and how come all this happened to me? Or is it life goes on, I can do this, I will handle this, I will make do, I will make it work. Usually the reason people worry is because they feel they're out of control of whatever that is. And if you could take control of it and make it turn around to what you wanted it to be, you wouldn't have to worry anymore. Well, sorry, you can't control everything. That's why I said a couple of times, learn what you can and what you can't control, and it'll make a whole lot of difference. Because if you're a worrier, that is going to be a big drainer on your energy. So, in fact, my husband lots of times will say to me, don't you care? I say, of course I care, but I can't do anything about it, so I'm not going to let it bother me. You know, I'll worry about the stuff I can change, and if I can't, it's gone. The other problem is there's only so much room up here. I want to save room for the good stuff. I don't want to be storing all the negative, bad stuff. I can't fit it all, so something's got to go. When you get in your worrying mode, you need to sit back, don't feel sorry for yourself, and think about all the good things that are in your life, and then take control of one thing you really want to do, take control over it, and make it happen. Make it happen. Do something special. Do something different. And lots of times, it's doing things for others that'll give that to us. And I just like it. It just feels good. Gives me energy. You know, so you got to do the things that are fun for you in order to build you up, to give you the energy you need. And if you have some of that, it makes it easier to handle the downtimes, because everything's not fun and games, and there are downtimes. So you just have to find that balance. And finding balance is probably one of the most difficult things there is. Thanks for that question. Any others?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have found a solution to the worry problem. There's a guy in Manchester that I've been paying $10 an hour for, and he'll worry up to 3 items.
What do you mean he'll worry up to 3 items?
Well, any 3 items I give him, he'll worry. If I want him to worry for 3 hours, I pay him $30.
So give me an example of something you would tell him. What do you mean? So you tell him you're worried about your kids not making enough money to make ends meet. Something like that?
Well, yeah, something like that.
And so then what will he do with that?
He'll worry about it, and I don't have to think about it.
And that helps?
Yes.
Does it really help? You've tried that and it works? No, of course not. So you want to start a business maybe that would do that for people. Would anybody buy into this? How does that sound? I think really the point would be is know what you can control and what you can't. And
people frequently tell you, don't worry.
Right,
But
and it's easy for them to say, of course.
Sure.
And the more they say don't worry, the more it leads you to believe, you know, gee, there must be something wrong, I better be worrying. So, fun point. I think what the best point with this was, is your attitude.
Right.
And if you have this attitude instead of the worrying attitude, it can really, really help. So, laughter is a good thing.
That's right.
That's for sure. Thank you for that. If something happened tomorrow and you could not live in that house anymore because of illness or whatever, and your family had to step in and take over and help you, what kind of nightmare are they walking into? Listen to all of you laugh. That really says something, doesn't it? And you work at senior centers. I have vowed to myself that my children will never have to go through all that I've had to go through in moving family from out of state up here, putting them in nursing facilities. So if you have a house and you're a collector or a hoarder or whatever, there's a couple of reasons you want to do this. Number one, to help your family so they don't run into that mess. But number two, for your own good. Because when my husband and I moved this last year and I sorted everything out, what that enabled us to do is it enabled us to decide what was important to us and what we wanted to keep in our new home and what we wanted to get rid of. And if you're not the one doing it and you've got families stepping in, how do you know the things that mean the most to you are the things you're going to end up keeping? Because I had 2 daughters, I required them to wear dresses. Why? Because when the dress got too small, I could buy pants or a skirt, and it now became their blouse. And then I never had to buy a blouse. So I was always trying to find ways to save. Now, when the oldest one achieved teenage years, being and looking like all the other kids in school was very, very important, and having mom make your clothes didn't kind of cut it anymore. So I said, okay, fine, here's what we're going to do. One time, I will save up my money, and one time we're going to go out and buy you the Jordache jeans and all the name brand things you want. But from that point forward, we cut the labels off. We buy everything at Caldor's and Bradley's. I'll sew the labels on the clothes that we just bought, and nobody's going to know the difference. So it worked. I could not afford $100 jeans. I'm sorry, but we could do it once. The other way to do it would be to go to a secondhand place, but of course you wouldn't hear anything of that. So we did buy it once, but only once, and then we just switched the labels. What are some of the things that you can do that don't cost a whole lot of money? Well, go to the park, fly a kite, ride bikes, go to the library, picnics, go to the beach, take them to the playground. There's tons of playgrounds. Have a sleepover for the friends. Take a hike together in the woods. Make sure you have a good sense of direction, because I did that with my 3-year-old granddaughter. We got lost for 2.5 hours. I won't do that again. Want to thank you very much. I will be staying here for a little while afterwards. If you have any questions or just want to talk, feel free. Again, I did put a sheet out on the table. I want to thank Pat for having me. You've been great. I've really enjoyed doing this, and I hope you've learned something that will make quality of your life a little better. Did you have a question?
Going to tell us what all
the initials after my name. Thank you. CFP, Certified Financial Planner. I was managing over $200 million of other people's money when I sold my business. CSA, Certified Senior Advisor. I have special training in working with senior citizens. In fact, I put together a program many years ago where I go around and teach people, while their minds are sharp, things you can do to enable you to maintain your independence as long as possible. CDFA, I am one of the few certified divorce financial analysts in the state of Connecticut. I have testified in court on what's financially fair between spouses, and I have specific software that shows people how a divorce should be. The last one, CLTC, Certified Long-Term Care Specialist. I have special training in Connecticut Partnership and special training in what's appropriate for seniors as far as long-term care coverage goes and how to take care of yourself as you get older.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking. Thank you once again. I really appreciate it.